Hey Kingdom, welcome to Dragon Age Veilguard, one of the most controversial games this year, I would say. But we are jumping in the new game with my new ranger. I want to try out my new build, but also at the same time I want to show you how to make this game play amazing and get insane amounts of fun when playing this game. Because on default settings, this game is pretty boring, straightforward, and actually easy to play. So in case you're looking for a really great way to enhance your experience in Dragon Age Veilguard, I will show you around 10 settings that you can change instantly from the start of the game and have a lot of fun. So as you can see, my game looks pretty amazing, and the only UI part I got right now is minimap. And that's how you want to play the game. So the first setting you want to adjust will be over here. It will be in gameplay tab at the bottom, and it's called waypoint visibility. You can only turn it off or on, and that's why I definitely recommend you turn it off. Let me show you with turned on waypoint, and basically we see right now where we need to go. But in Dragon Age maps is pretty straightforward. There is no open world or other stuff, and you just don't need this waypoint all the time. You will eventually get there, and having this waypoint on the screen all the time will just mess your experience. You won't see all the beautiful stuff over here. You won't even mention that you can go to this bro and give him some coins even while you have no coins. But basically that's the first setting I recommend you turning off. And now let's go through the options one by one. The first option I want and recommend you changing is actually going over here. It's pretty dark place with some lights at the same time. And just go into display and get over here. You can adjust brightness and contrast. Everyone will have different parameters based on the display, on the monitor, TV, whatever you are playing on. And basically try to find balance with brightness and contrast, so you have bright contrast colors and you see at least a little bit in the dark. So you will have nice atmosphere in this game and you will enjoy lots of beautiful places. The next part is actually adjusting your HUD, because I won't suggest you graphic settings. You can watch other tutorials probably or just make them yourself. But you want to stop in audio tab. So here is subtitles. You can make them always visible, only in conversations. I like always, since I'm not a native English speaker and I like to see subtitles from time to time. But here is advanced subtitle settings, and that's pretty nice one. If you having hard times reading them, definitely turn on some background opacity and turn on speaker name, so you can read who telling what, and that's probably default settings, so maybe you don't even need to change anything over here. But what you want to change is actually control mapping, and this will completely change experience you have in Dragon Age Veilguard, especially in the gameplay part of things. Yeah, how key bindings can change your experience, let me show you. While you can change skills of your companions later on in the game, when you're just starting on and have just 2 companions, you can activate their abilities by pressing this quick screen button, whatever it is, I don't know, combat wheel basically. So what we have here, we have 2 companions and they got 2 skills each. Right now, they will have 3 eventually. And while this combat wheel is definitely useful if you want to set up some combinations. For example, enemies come, you press this slow button, and now you can completely free in combat pause choose your targets. For example, we want to target this bro with hardening adrenaline rush ability that gives enhanced damage. And we just activate it, we activate Fate Bolt at the same time, and we will use our ability too at the same time. And this is useful in this regards when you want to focus down boss with some nice combinations and stuff like this. But this totally breaks combat dynamics. And if you like this mode, you definitely can use it. What I like quick use button. So it's L2 on PlayStation, left bumper on Xbox, and whatever button on PC. What it gives you basically ability to use abilities without proper targeting, without stopping the combat, and normally these extra abilities is actually hard to use and hard to combine. As you can see, I need to press L2 plus left button at the same time, while running at the same time, to activate hardening ability, and down button to activate my Chinese lady ability. That's why going into controls instantly and remapping some buttons will save you a lot of cool time and fun. So just decide what buttons you wish to have for your companions and remap them. For hardening, I like this ability to be R2, and instead of down for my mage, I like R1. Now I can press L2 and two buttons at the same time, basically L2, R2 and R1, and they will instantly combo on my enemies, without pauses and any other annoying stuff. Now combat will be a lot more fun, but a big part of this game is exploration actually, and how to make exploration more fun and actually cool. We need to go into interface, of course, and let's get all options sorted out. Hide helmet is optional stuff, of course. If you dislike helmets, then definitely just put it always. You will have always hidden helmets, but if you like helmets in the fight, then put conversations, so you see character faces at least in conversations, or never if you like helmet all the time. It doesn't matter too much. What does matter here is this part down here, HUD. And there's a bunch of stuff you want to change to have really nice and enjoyable experience in this game. First of all, objective tracker visibility. Normally it will be probably on always, and how it will look like. Let me just show you. So you will have this weird square stuff all the time, and that's a little bit different from your waypoint. It's a little bit different, but that's basically your objective, and we need to go there. And having this visible all the time is just straight out awful. It's just flutters the screen, messes you up. You will always look at this instead of your surroundings, and you will miss a bunch of cool secret caves that you can just break, go inside and get some secrets. You will just lose it and miss it. So instead, what I suggest to have here is to have short pulls. Short pulls is insanely cool stuff. While you definitely can turn it off completely, sometime you will find yourself missing in this game. Sometime, no, not a lot of time. But having pulls short will give you ability to press the button and highlight objective when you need. So normally you will see the screen like this, without anything, without any useless stuff. But if I press the button, I will instantly see, oh, I need to go over there. Let's go, let's do it. I'm on the right path. And for same reason, I leave my minimap visibility always at on. It helps me navigate in case I need it, and it's not really too distractive on the screen. It's pretty small, top right. I like minimap design. Minimap position is optional, and then combat text. So, combat text, you can turn it off and just fight versus your enemies, but it's RPG game with pretty big skill tree, and you actually want to see what you're doing, how your actions and other stuff working, not working, do you hit into weak spots and other stuff. So if you're playing on any difficulty higher than Storyteller, I would recommend you going into interface and making sure you get your combat text on. And now combat text. If you leave it at 100%, you will see a lot of numbers on the screen, and basically they will flutter everything. I like to keep it at 50% so I can glance in them from time to time, or even at 25%. That's more than enough just to see that you're hitting some weak spots, so you're doing some conditions, inflicting conditions on enemies and stuff like that. Then combat text size, it's preference. I like medium, but it's whatever you like, I guess, based on your monitor. And that's the stuff you need to turn on instantly if you're using combat text. Advanced combat text. Without it, you will see only numbers. Numbers is great, but you actually want to know, is enemies weak or vulnerable to your damage type? Do you hit in the weak spots and stuff like that? For example, in this clip right now on the screen, you will see that I'm fighting armored big constructs, and they're vulnerable to lightning damage, and I can know it only when I see numbers with the vulnerable tag in them. so I know exactly why I'm doing double damage instead of normal damage with my attacks. Then we got display health percentage. It's basically like optional stuff for you. If you like percentages of HP, you can turn it on, but whatever, I don't think it's really necessary. Game is pretty like arcade, casual game, so like whatever. Show player health. I like keep it at contextual, so whenever you are exploring like free areas without any enemies, it will be turned off most of the time. I mean turned off, but when you're in areas without enemies, it will be turned off, so you don't need to always see player health. Same for abilities, contextual is really nice stuff over here. Ability wheel, again, I hate ability wheel. And there's two activation types, there's tap and hold activation. Just for the sake of easy playing, I really recommend keeping it on tap, so you can tap it, you pause the game, you pick what you want to do, and you initiate your actions. Then you just tap it and turn pause off. It's pause, you don't need to hold it, why to hold it, why to hold extra buttons. And then basically the two last options is tutorials and hints. So tutorials, definitely leave it on. There's not a lot of tutorials in the game, and if you're just new to Dragon Age, you're new to maybe gaming, definitely leave it on. If you don't need tutorials, you played a bunch of this game, like some portion of it, you can turn it off. But hints definitely is what you want to keep off. Why? Let me just show you instantly. What are we doing here? So here we will go and solve some of the Dragon Age puzzles, and here is dialogue. Our companions thinking what we need to do. They describing that we need to make a bridge, and we instantly have a power source, and we instantly see where we need to go. And basically, if you get hints on, you will have all puzzles, like all stuff solved every time. Hints is something I like to turn off. And hints will hint you like something that you can break this bridge, you can break this box, but it takes away so much fun in the game. Since we definitely can like think ourselves and actually get idea what we need to do. Still, as you can see, we got some hints where is the power source. And as you can see, it's like hardest puzzle ever. We need to pick a power source and like drop it over here. And that's what we want to get rid of. Basically, we can adjust these settings, and also settings that will show us this like circles about some items on the ground. So we're going into accessibility right now, and here we get a bunch of stuff. So first of all, camera shake. It's based on your preferences. You can like turn it on or off based on how much shake you like. But here's important stuff over here. First of all, enable glint ping SFX. Whenever you're lost and you pressing the button to show you some hints, you will hear SFX of objects, and that's pretty nice stuff because you want to use this button when you're lost, not every time. Then low health screen effect, while it's cool and gives you some sort of involvement in the game, I actually don't like it. It makes screen so like blurry, reddish, and I just turn it off. Then subtitles, I told you about subtitles, you can just adjust them, but here is the coolest parts over here. And coolest parts in the gameplay section actually. First of all, you can change difficulty instantly, of course, you can change difficulty whenever you like. But what I really advise you to enhance your experience is to open advanced combat settings. So instead of playing on some like standard difficulty settings, you can customize your experience as much as you like. And here is the secret HUD options that will completely change your experience in the game. This threat indicator when enemies trying to hit you, and range threat indicator. And honestly, in this game, the like screen can become complete mess when there's a bunch of arrows from every possible angle at yourself. But I actually like to turn range threat indicator off and melee is on. You will find yourself with a lot more clear screen and a lot more fun. You actually can like do stuff like this. You can turn off melee threat indicator and change combat timing to forgiving. So you don't need to be exactly like precise when you're trying to counterattack with your like block ability. You just react a little bit and you will block most of the time when you're like get used to it. Or keep it on and balanced. This will completely change how you play and view this game. But here's another settings. And the like biggest problem in this game, I would say, when you're playing on like standard difficulties, on hard, on balanced, you will face a lot of bullet sponge enemies. You just need to take loads of time to get them down. It's not hard enemies, it's just time-consuming enemies. And you can easily change this game into cool settings. First of all, change enemy vulnerability to standard. It will make them like take normal damage. You don't need to make them take additional damage. Enemy resistances to standard, and enemy aggression should be like standard, maybe high, depending on how aggressive enemies you like. But basically, to make this game insanely fun, just bump up enemy damage to the highest amount possible, so they will basically almost one-shot you if you got squishy build most of the time, while at the same time you will one-shot them with lowest health. So this will make this game kinda look like Elden Ring and other stuff, like action RPG games with some skill component to them, and you will have a lot of fun by playing on these rules. But here is another one of the most important parts to dive deep into this world and have lots of fun. Wayfinding in gameplay section, it's like I can't tell how important this settings is. Basically, there's a bunch of different like presets, and I would go with no assists or pulse only. Let me show you the difference. So it will be directed preset with always visibility glint stuff, with far distance and short pulse over here. So we see this point from 34 meters. And where are we going? Basically, we always will see it. What we can do, where we can do, but by turning this visibility to short, pulse short, and glint distance close, you will make all the circles and other stuff appear slightly later, and you will find yourself enjoying this world a lot more. But here how you can even more enhance your experience, and I really recommend you trying this stuff going into gameplay and just turning off this marker visibility completely. And just forget about this button, just try to solve your puzzles, and coolest part, if you're missing something, you will see it on minimap anyway. So I can't find how you can hide it from minimap, besides like hiding minimap itself, but you will see what you need to have, what you need to take on minimap. While at the same time, you will completely never ever see this like square thingy on your screen. And you can just go explore, look for some cool stuff. And in my opinion, guys, you will have loads of fun and cool time in this game. You will need to go and solve puzzles on yourself. You will need to find this like powers stuff, drop it over here, and that's it basically. Just explore the game, have some fun, and that's the best settings you can possibly imagine when exploring the world of Dragon Age. I hope this video will enhance your experience in Dragon Age Veilguard. And what also can enhance your experience is the good build. Make sure to watch video on the screen right now, or videos with some cool builds for Dragon Age Veilguard, and see you in the next videos.